Hello everyone. I was out surfing once again today, so I missed most of the intraday market action, and that's good because at one point today it looked like stocks were pretty ugly. Whenever I woke up in the morning, I'm not sure how far off we were, but on the Nasdaq, I'm pretty sure we were down over 1%. I was like, you know what? Okay, so this market's probably done. I'm going to walk away and see how we end the day. Wish I wouldn't have done that because one of the stocks I was watching intraday, IPDN, for a late day rally went ahead and worked, and that one moved significantly into the close. I expect a gap up in the morning, so kind of wish it wouldn't have gone away. But surf is great, and it's very rare that we have summers like this, so that's what I decided to do. But anyway, at the end of the day, the NASDAQ, excellent, amazing comeback, up 0.11%. Volume well above average and extremely large on the reversal. There's no other way for me to look at that other than a bullish reversal. Stochastics is still moving down to oversold levels, so that's great. We're getting near levels where we can start to see momentum, short-term shift to the upside in the market. The Russell 2000 also huge intraday reversal, finishing up 0.09%. You can see also Stochastics has worked off that overbought condition extremely well, so everything is looking good there. The S&P 500 also excellent support right off the 200-day moving average. I think like some of the ETFs too had huge volume. Here's SPXL, and you can see the volume here at the 200-day moving average, so that's even further confirmation of it. So excellent support there at the 200-day moving average. Dow Jones Industrial Average, same thing, excellent support at the 200-day moving average. And it looks like the Dow Jones Transportation Averages wants to try to hammer out a bottom, but basically all my oscillators say that it's not ready yet. But the bottom line is today's reversal was excellent. Volume was big across the board. Not huge in the S&P 500, but it was very large in the NASDAQ. So overall, that's a good sign. Another good sign is let's look at all these stocks that I've been knocked out of and see how they're doing. HMST, since being knocked out, has been moving up. Monster, I have to call back on, excuse me. So Monster, I have to buy back that one. And then today I was knocked out of BLBK, which is a CAN Slim quality stock and a perfect speculator pre-scan stock, BLKB. So I got shaken out whenever it moved barely below these lows. 56.13 hit 56.09, knocked me out. 56.12, got to buy it all back because the chart still looks beautiful. But once again, another sell stop triggers and we reverse higher. Also, SWKS, I had a 50% sell with the move below these levels right here. It pulled that off intraday, and then look at its rally back. By the end of the day, it's still a 50% sell, but huge, huge, huge support. And of course, obviously, if it breaks above these intraday highs right here of 7.1, it's a buyback once again. And then also look at COR. It's retaken its 50-day moving average since we sold it off. DRRX, I got shaken out of it back here in June. Look at how nice and calm it's acting now with Max Green Bop setting up for a potential move higher. Zyop knocked me completely out yesterday intraday with that gap down. However, look at it. It's still holding up overall. And look at OGS. That was a recent long that we got shaken out of, and look at what it has done. It has completely come back. Also, ATRC, I've been completely shaken out of, but yet it holds up. WSBF, I've been completely shaken out of, but yet it holds up. And then EGRX, I had to buy back today. You can see it's working. And INTL, even though it's down today, I had to buy that one back. But the bottom line is everything is coming back. So as long as that's happening, it's hard to be too upset about the market. But bottom line is also I have to buy back BLKB, the entire position I sold off, and MNST, the entire position I sold off. MNST is perfect speculator. BLKB is perfect speculator too. So no matter what, you got to get in there. Now today we had more sells. NMIH, 50% sell signal with it closing below the low day of the signal date. I've already been knocked out of all of it, so there's nothing I can do. BHLB, none of my sell stops been hit, but it's closing below the 20-day moving average on heavier volume, so it's one to watch. My cut loss levels are here at 28.10. I'm thinking I'm going to keep it all there. We'll see. It says 28, so I must not be. I must have all my cut loss levels here somewhere. Because if it moved down to 28.06, I should still be good. Huh, strange. So I must have my sell stops down here. So my sell stops must still be here, but I'm going to have to raise them to up here now, at least half of it. following the close below 20-day moving average. But overall, BHLB still looks fine, but doesn't look great either. SBNY closing below the 20-day moving average on heavy volume. That is a 50% sell. I was knocked out of it intraday. LAD closing below the 20-day moving average on heavy volume. Technically, it's only a 50% sell. However, intraday, I was knocked out of all of it, so it's a full sell on my end. HIL's closing below the 50-day moving average. That's a 50% sell with a move below the low a day. And CBPO is another 50% sell with a move below the 50-day moving average in the close. I have my sell stop split into two places. One is the 200-day moving average trailing area, so whatever support is slightly below the 200-day moving average is where my final sell stop is. But the other half of the position is right here. A move below this June low, I'll be knocked out. But if you haven't sold any yet, and let's say you didn't sell 50% back here on this day, you need to now at least move half of your sell stops to below 100. So 99.99, you'll be out. And then DRV, a hedge position against our long positions from a while ago. Closing for the first time below the 50-day moving average on heavy volume. So it's a 50% sell signal, and you can go and use your final sell stop here. But to me, it looks like we have a clear character change in DRV. I'm not interested in it anymore. So it's a bit risky, but I believe since we're carrying a loss, when did we get long this thing? I don't even know when we got long this thing. I think it's back here. So we barely have a gain. So if it loses more, it's going to end up break even, and I'd rather end up break even than with a small loss. But it's up to you. You can now use this low a day, 25.13 is your final sell stop, or you could split it up, 25.13 here and 24.40 there if you want. It's up to you. It's, you know, what your personal risk is. I'm not even sure at this moment, so we'll find out later on. So obviously, a lot of sell signals you saw, but we're not void of long signals either. I actually got two long signals in high quality names. Edward Life Sciences, I profiled it yesterday on StockTwits, said if it breaks out above the June resistance, it is a long. It did that today on above average volume with the surge in BOP. Excellent, excellent, excellent. It was also confirmed in the obviously pre-perfect speculator scan, as it's that kind of quality stock. And it was also confirmed in my high price stock scans. That's of stocks that are over 100 that trade over 500,000 shares, meaning that it's an institutional quality stock, so it gets the attention of big boys whenever they move higher. So EW is on that list. 2.5% position because it's canceling perfect speculator scan, and it appears we're going to hammer out a bottom here. So I'm willing to increase my risk, especially since BMRN is kind of working. It's kind of flat following its new long signals, and MIDD is still working following its new long signals. So recent long signals like even BLKB, even though I just got shaken out of it because I'm an idiot. Not really an idiot. What are you going to do? It's going to happen. All look good. BLKB, MIDD, and BMRN. These are the recent longs, so I feel like it's okay to go back to 2.5% for EW. And then also 2.5% is going into Jack in the Box, CanSlim quality stock, also in the pre-perfect speculator scan stock. A pocket pivot point signal, so that's really good. EW had one the day before. They always love to see the pocket pivot points. And that way, if we're wrong, we don't risk much. You risk about 2% if you use today's low a day. And then if you use the ultimate low in this consolidation area, 86.05, you risk a little over 3%. So once again, excellent potential reward for very limited risk in the two new long positions. We also have two speculative long positions, CRIS. I'm getting along this stock as it is coiling on MaxScreen BOP, and biotechs are hot. I want to try to get it before a breakout and also reduce my risk if I'm wrong, because before I even know I'm wrong, on at least half the position, I'm going to risk 7%, and then on the other half the position, I'm willing to risk 13%. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 0.75% or 1% of the account capital. It just depends on how I feel. Maybe I'll look at futures. If futures are gapping up, maybe I'll go 1%. If they're not, maybe I'll go 0.75%. But either way, it's splitting hairs at this point. And then also RDHL, CRIS was found in my MaxScreen BOP for at least 5-day scan. RDHL was found in my green BOP, for 20-day scan, and was confirmed in my price volume BOP scan. It's not closing near its high, but that just actually reduces our risk even more, as BOP has surged back to max green after losing its max green BOP yesterday. It surged back to max green, heavier volume surge, and a pocket pivot point signal. Thin stock, so even though it's above $10, it's not like it's higher quality or anything. I didn't even look to see what the fundamentals were, so we might as well just do that together really quick. So let's see what we got with RDHL. Hopefully Market Smith wants to work. Yeah, so it's crap also. So 2 speculative stocks, 0.75% to 1% in CRIS. Watch me, I'll end up doing probably 1% and then 1% in RDHL.